Hey guys, it's Joel at Adventure for Life. We're going to do a little bit of a different video today. I did the motorcycle videos and the skiing videos, and I've got some miscellaneous adventures that I've participated in that I wanted to show. One of them was from about 10 or 12 years ago, and you'll be able to see that I'm a little bit younger in the video that you're going to see today. But the company I used to work for was involved in aviation and ended up working with a bunch of skydivers in various places, but mostly in Europe. And I got the opportunity on a couple of occasions to do some tandem jumps, and it was interesting. And in the first case, the video that you're going to see today, I got to jump in a place called Tallard, France, which is in the French Alps. And the scenery was beautiful, and it was it was an awesome experience. And so I thought I'd show you that. I also got to jump once in Spain, and honestly the jumping itself was not that big of a deal to me. I wanted to do it, I wanted to try it, but after doing it a couple of times, that was really enough for me. But in Spain, it was basically just farm country, kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was a little bit, I'll call it barren and dry and arid. And the jump was fine, but it just was not, that spectacular. The jump that you're going to see today was, again, it was in the French Alps. So we jump out of the airplane at 10,000 feet, and we did a 55-second free fall, and then, did pop the parachute, and probably took, 8 or 10 minutes to get down from there. But the great part was the scenery itself. Honestly, I wasn't really scared. The guy that I jumped with, a guy named Sylvain de Gorder, was the guy that founded this skydive center in Tallard, and it was the number 2 ranked skydive location in the world. And when I say number 2, I mean the second most number of jumps on an annual basis were done at this particular place in Tallard. But the thing that really made it cool was, and you'll see this in the video, there's snow-covered mountains in the background. I think I was there probably in the June, July kind of time frame. I don't remember exactly. Really pretty countryside, and the mountains and all that kind of stuff. And really what I wanted to do was jump and just kind of see what was going on around me, and get a look at the scenery from up there. Anyway, I'm gonna start that video, and then I'll do a little bit of commentating on it as we jump and fall to the ground. So this is the Skydive Center. There you see Sylvain hooking me up. And again, Sylvain was some kind of world champion skydiver. I've got a picture of him jumping with like a snowboard or something like that on him. And I tried to look it up on the internet to see what he was doing. There you see in the distance, that's the French Alps. And again, it was, I went back and looked, and it was June when we did this. And this is all the prep work, and I'm going with him. Now I'm going to jump tandem, as you'll see in a second, because I've never done any training or whatnot. But all of the other guys that you see are, jumping solo, and they've all been trained and whatnot. This aircraft, and again, the company I used to work for was in aviation. This is called a Twin Otter, and obviously it's a Twin Otter because it's got 2 engines. I think it'll hold about 20 people, something like that. And so you see, everybody there is walking out by themselves, and he's gonna connect himself to me once we get on the airplane. You also see that he's jumping in shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt. I guarantee you, when we jumped out, it was cold. You'll be able to see the snow on top of some of the mountains once we jump. And there's another guy that's doing all the videoing, and of course he'll jump out or jump right before we do it at the same time we do, and video the whole thing. You know, they make their money off of getting as many people up and down as possible. And so, you know, they're going to pack this plane as full of people as they possibly can. So now the videographer is cut to the takeoff, and he'll show a little bit of that. You'll get to see some of the scenery from out of the window. Again, they're trying to get these airplanes up and down as quickly as possible. So I mean, the ascent was as steep as they could, because you know he makes his money off of having as many people jumping as possible. And you'll get to see a couple of the people jump before I do. Now, one thing that was, you know, they're going to keep doing all this high-fiving and thumbs and all this kind of stuff and whatnot. And, you know, honestly, I just wanted to jump and see the scenery, and they were trying to, you know, be silly and whatnot, which is fine. Trying to make sure I had a good time or whatnot. But you see, we're up pretty quickly, and that's the Alps. And I don't know exactly what they're showing there, but, you know, a buzzer's going to go off in a second, and they're going to lift the door, and it's jump time. I think you can see in the distance, yeah, so you can see some snow on top of some of the mountains. Again, this was June time frame, so it hadn't all melted yet, but you know, we got up to 10,000 feet pretty quick. You know what the deal was, as far as that's the video guy right there, by the way. What was significant about a 55-second free fall, I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, you'll see the light, or that light, I guess, turn green in a second, I think. And when that happens, you'll see this guy open the door. Which, you know, there certainly was a little bit of, you know, apprehension. But again, I'm hooked to a guy that's done this. So there you saw the light flash. And why exactly you wear a helmet skydiving, I don't know, because I can't imagine it's going to make any difference. But there you go. There's the first guy. I don't know what kind of gap that they, you know, were required to maintain. I know sometimes they try to do these jumps where they hook a bunch of people together, and but this obviously was not one of those kinds of jumps. And now that's kind of crazy. You're going to see a guy in a second do like a front flip coming out of the plane, and I think we'll see him roll over it. There he goes. 2, 3, 4, you know, who knows how many times he spun over. And then I think it's going to be our turn pretty quick here. Okay, so the video guy has stepped out, then we're stepping out, and he had asked me, hey, do you want to do a backflip? And so he tells me to turn my head back, and now we're going to do a little backflip here, and he jumps with us, which, you know, on the one hand you think, oh, I did a backflip, but at 10,000 feet, you got lots of time to make that flip. So that little parachute that he popped there, that was not a parachute. It's some kind of drag chute or something, just to slow you down just the slightest amount to give you more time. And there you see them, you know, acting silly again and whatnot, trying to get me to act silly. You know, I just wanted to look at the scenery. But anyway, it also, I think, makes it a little bit easier for him to make sure that he's the guy on top and whatnot. And anyway, now I will say, when I jumped out, for whatever reason, my mouth was open. And the air was, you see him grabbing the videographer's feet there. For whatever reason, the air was being forced into my mouth. So there goes the chute. Woo! So that was fun. And from here, the videographer is really just going to shoot his downward descent, because he's going to try to get down in front of us. And I guess we were far enough above him at this point that he's just trying to give you the vantage of what he would be doing, or what I'm seeing as we go down. And he's going to beat us down, and then you'll see that he's going to video us once we get to the ground. What he's showing you there is the airport that we took off of. And again, one of our customers was on was on that airfield. Actually, the building that's at the very bottom of the screen right now, at the very end of the runway, is a customer that we had for a long time there. They did maintenance on the engines on these aircraft. Anyway, so you see this circle toward the bottom of the screen. That's what you're going to see us come into, and we're going to do a little bit of a, once you get to the ground, you're going to see he's going to have me pick my feet up and come in, fast, and we're going to kind of skirt along the ground for, I don't know, 100, 150 feet, something like that. Anyway, beautiful place. Again, this is probably this would be, Marseille is on the coast, on the southern coast, on the Mediterranean, and this Tallard, Tallard, is about probably an hour and a half drive up from there. We did do a few spins, and you'll see this guy kind of come in hot to the ground, and he's landing on this little circle here. And now he's going to try to pick us up above him somewhere, and there we go. So he obviously skipped a little bit, and we're kind of, you see we're cutting the chute. You could pull some straps on the chute or some handles on the chute, and it would kind of spin you around and whatnot, which was fun. And you're going to see us come in pretty hot here, which was, again, a lot of fun, because you're coming in and you feel like you're going to land, but instead you kind of skirt along the ground for maybe 100 feet. So he's going to pull the chute down there. He's got my legs up and whatnot, and that's it. So there you go.
It's good.
Very good.
Yeah. Woo. Good fitting.
It's a great feeling. I could barely breathe when we jumped out. I mean, I was breathing as hard as I could, and still it wasn't enough.
Congratulations, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah?
I appreciate it.
Oh, good. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
So I just wanted to catch the audio from the there at the end where we were talking. Anyway, pretty cool view of the sun there at the end, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of people say, oh, I'd love to skydive or whatnot. Enjoyable. Like I said, for me, doing it once, doing it twice was enough, and don't really care if I ever do it again. Not because it wasn't fun, but because I checked that box. And again, thought I'd give you a look at it, and we'll see what adventure comes up next. Thanks for watching, and if you hadn't subscribed, please do.